If you've ever heard of Huel, you'll know it's a diet, lifestyle product, food replacement, I suppose is the best term for it. It's essentially, this powder that you add water to, and you get these shakes, so to speak, they're supposed to replace a meal. They're supposed to contain the complete round of nutrients and vitamins, etc., that you need in one meal. It's a very tick the boxes approach to nutrition, and recently I've seen they've released a new product which is under the guise of savoury Huel. I don't think the original product was particularly sweet, but this one is supposed to at least look a bit more like a meal. And it's just a dried meal that you add hot water to. So it's a bit like the vegetables in a instant noodle pot, or those bags of couscous that you add hot water to. So it's very minimal effort stuff. It's maybe more effort than a microwave meal, but it's very minimal effort. And I have a few problems with Huel as a company, as a product. Number one, I don't like this flirtation with the idea that there are people who don't have time to sit down and have a proper meal. That's particularly the case with the shakes. It sort of normalizes this idea that it's okay for you to be so busy that you can't take, 10 minutes out of your day to eat proper food, and that you're so busy because you're grinding and you're so set on your goals that you can't sit down and have a proper meal. I don't really like that aspect of it. The second aspect that I dislike, it's very fundamental. I don't like the idea that it's a box-ticking approach to nutrition and nourishment. Nourishment to me is it goes further than the base physical level, and I think it transcends onto a more spiritual plane, a less tangible realm, where you experience fulfillment and nourishment beyond the basic. I'm full and I've had the correct minerals and vitamins. It's that there's something spiritually fulfilling about eating a nice proper meal, especially if it happens to be one that you've made for yourself. Now, Huel don't actively suggest that it's the only product you should eat or drink, depending on which one, but they're not saying it's impossible. So there's nothing really stopping you from just only having that in terms of scientific possibility. It'd be interesting if someone were to do a sort of super size me experiment where they only consume Huel and see how they're faring physically and psychologically and whatnot. But yeah, I have really, big dislike for the product, and I think it extends to people who consume it. You can't even say eat it because it's not really food. It's it's a like, a mass, a liquid, maybe even colloid at times, box tick type thing. I just have perhaps inexplicable distaste for people who consume it. I think they're stupid. I think they're buying into something that's really ridiculous. If they're so eager to have something instantly add hot water to, why don't they just have a pot of noodles, or a cup of soup, or like a hot drink even? I'm very skeptical about anything that advertises itself as a replacement for a meal. It reeks of diet pill that you can swallow, and then you have all your vitamins and minerals, your nutrients, and you don't need to eat anything. I think it's I was thinking earlier, it's for two types of people. It's for one, people who have entirely given up on life and are trying to project the opposite to people because it's seen as this proactive lifestyle thing, but really you're just consuming a gruel. And then secondly, it's for people who are the exact opposite. People who haven't given up on life, but they're going to after they consume this for a while.